Hello and welcome to KGW News at 5 o'clock on this Tuesday. I know, seems like just another day in quarantine as we all find ourselves in what can feel like a daunting situation as the pandemic continues to grip the country. But I see hope all around us. Mother Nature has sent us sunnier and warmer days, longer days, a full supermoon tonight. Matt will talk about that a little bit later. It's Holy Week, when many look forward to Passover and Easter later this week. And it's your stories of kindness like the one we just saw that inspire us. From this woman, Jan Zimmer, standing on the balcony of her assisted living residence in North Portland, applauding all the caregivers, to your 7 o'clock shout outs every night, many of you banging pots and pans to thank healthcare workers, to fire trucks parading in front of hospitals, first responders thanking others on the front lines, to all kinds of volunteers making DIY masks, giving them away to those who need them. Musicians making music to help other local musicians who are out of work, and restaurants donating meals to healthcare workers. The list goes on and on. You give us strength to carry on and hope that we will come through this a better and kinder world. Thank you. And now to the latest developments today. Washington has made the call to cancel school for the rest of the year, and hundreds of thousands of parents and kids are wondering if Oregon is next. KGW's Pat Doris looked into that question.
More than 500,000 students normally roam the hallways of Oregon schools and are taught by 63,000 teachers. But now everyone is out of the buildings, home, wondering if school will open again.
It's been difficult because we kind of feel like, yeah, let's make a decision, but we also know that there are a lot of other factors at play beyond just what's happening in our school buildings.
Lillian Govis is the communications director for Salem Keizer Schools. With 42,000 students, they're the second largest in the state. She shared some of these pictures. With school out, the district is serving up nearly 20,000 free meals a day. The school district will start its distance learning this coming Monday. She said they're struggling with some problems.
We have found that there are almost 2,000 families in our community who don't have access to the internet. So for us, there's another layer of us figuring out how to get those families access to the internet.
This past Monday, Washington Governor Jay Inslee, worried about a rebound in coronavirus, announced his schools will remain closed through the end of the school year. It impacts 1 million students.
But this unprecedented health emergency demands that we take this step.
It's disappointing for many, including the daughters of KGW's Devin Haskins.
And it just made me really sad to hear the news.
But at least they know. I wanted to ask Oregon's top education official about our state's plan, but I was told that Colt Gill is not available. A spokesman referred me to a statement from last week, which mentioned a strong possibility that Oregon schools would stay closed. It's April in Oregon, nearly 2 months from the end of a normal school year. But this year is anything but normal, and everyone feels it.
We miss our kids. We miss them a lot.
We've definitely heard that from a lot of folks connected to the schools. Also today, Oregon Governor Kate Brown announced that she's put together a group of 8 doctors to be a medical panel for her. They'll help her decide how and when to start to unwind some of the restrictions that we're living under. So that's definitely a hopeful sign that this won't last forever. Still, it's hard to imagine the school kids going back into their relatively cramped classrooms before summer starts. I guess we'll have to wait and see. In Northeast Portland, Pat Doris, KGW News.
This fast-moving pandemic has created a surge in demand for coronavirus testing. And now it appears some people may be turning to the black market. As KGW investigative reporter Kylie Boshi found, federal agents intercepted some test kits being shipped to a Portland apartment.
Federal investigators seized 100 coronavirus test kits being shipped from China to a Portland apartment complex, according to a federal search warrant obtained by KGW. The test kits are unapproved, uncleared medical devices, wrote a Food and Drug Administration special agent. On March 18th, U.S. Customs intercepted the shipment containing 4 white boxes labeled COVID-19 antibody test kit at the FedEx facility in Memphis, Tennessee. An invoice seized as part of the shipment listed the purchaser as a Portland resident, but the name redacted in the court record. The FDA investigator was not able to find any record showing the purchaser was a licensed doctor, nurse, or pharmacist. The invoice showed the test kits were shipped to a Portland apartment from Anhui Deep Blue Medical Technology in China. Deep Blue Medical, which advertises the test kits on its website, did not respond to an email seeking comment. The invoice listed the test as 50 cents per unit, or $50 for all 100 tests. That's far cheaper than a typical coronavirus test, which can run nearly $1,000 for a private insurer through an FDA-approved lab. 50 cents is ridiculous even for a swab, but for a test to actually give a result itself, it's a preposterous cost, explained a Portland physician quoted in the search warrant. A product with similar labeling and logo was featured in a tweet by a Chinese news outlet. The tweet promoted 15 minutes, new rapid test strips for coronavirus have been developed, along with a video. Federal investigators made it clear these test kits are not approved in the U.S. and prohibited from entering the country. It's not clear if any arrests have been made in the case. Kyle Aboshi, KGW News.
We get so many new questions from you every day about the coronavirus pandemic. Here's Kristen Severance with some answers.
Let's answer some viewer questions now. So this viewer wants to know, is 6-foot distancing guidelines still appropriate since the new information says that the virus could be carried on droplets simply from talking, not just sneezing or coughing? Thank you, Dave Taylor, for that question. This is something I wonder too. The short answer, according to Dr. Claire Wheeler, who has been answering so many of your questions, she's from PSU and OHSU, she says the short answer is no. This is why we all need to wear masks when we're not at home. The bottom line is that we really don't know with absolute certainty who is infectious, when they become infectious, or how the virus moves through the population. Next question is an interesting one. This person says, my hair salon is reopening and making appointments starting April 16th. Are they able to do that under Governor Brown's order? When can businesses start reopening under the existing executive order? Okay, so according to the rules set by the governor, grooming businesses, including salons, they should be closed right now. And Governor Brown has said that she wants to wait to lift the order when we have 10 days of no deaths. So no, this business should not be opening April 16th. Next question. I've been reading articles about this COVID-19 mutating. They say that scientists have discovered other versions of COVID-19 that have mutated already. Is this true? Thank you, Leah, for that question. So while the flu virus is a superstar at mutating away from our immune protection, fortunately, doctors say this virus is not. They say that the RNA structure and the proteins it codes for appear to be very stable. That means it's very likely that a vaccine we develop in the months to come and distribute 12 to 18 months from now will still be effective. Please keep sending in those questions. We do our very best to answer them. And if you have a question that we did not answer right now, go to kgw.com/answers and you can see all the questions that we've answered so far.
And here's another reminder that we do have all of your questions answered there so far at kgw.com/answers to see all of our past Q&As. Some local businesses got some much needed good news today. More than 200 Portland businesses found out they received a grant that will help them stay open for now. Joe Ranieri talked with one business owner who says this money will help her and her family.
Hundreds of businesses applied for these grants throughout the city of Portland, and today a lot of these businesses found out that they received a grant, one of them being Amalfi's here in Northeast Portland. Amalfi's has been a fixture along Northeast Fremont for 6 decades. Like any business, they've seen their ups and downs, but nothing like they're facing right now.
It's almost as if we're waking up in a nightmare. You know, it's just a nightmare, and I'm hoping to wake up from this any day now.
Kiana Floyd is a 3rd-generation owner of Amalfi's. The last couple of weeks, she says, have been long.
Absolutely devastating, knee buckling. And me, along with a lot of other employers in this industry, had the unfortunate task to send a great deal of our workforce to the unemployment line. Tuesday, though, was a very good day. It's been the best news I've had in a few weeks, in a long time. So it's paramount. It's huge. This will enable us to keep our doors open. Her restaurant was just one of 210 businesses in Portland that received a small business grant that was created by the City Council and Prosper Portland, the city's economic development plan. Together, they were able to raise $2 million.
These resources will help continue to pay payroll for small businesses. It could help to pay rent for small businesses or inventory.
Kimberly Branham is the executive director of Prosper Portland. She said they looked at businesses who were impacted the most.
We also looked for businesses for whom resources will help them stay in business, and businesses that would be able to use the resources to pay employees or continue to provide their employees health care and other insurance.
With this help, Kiana says she'll be able to be back with her family again.
We don't call them employees, we call them family. I've got a lot of family right now that are sitting at home and eager to come to work.
Joe Ranieri, KGW News.
And our family loves the Amalfi family. They are great. Good for them. Prosper Portland says more than 8,700 businesses applied for those grants. Businesses will find out later this week just how much they'll be receiving from those grants.